Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review The Prey, Legend of Karnoctus. And this is a new action sci-fi thriller about a group of U.S. soldiers in Afghanistan searching for the Taliban who become trapped in a cave with two mercenaries who just had like the biggest heist ever. And now they're all getting picked off by Afghani Sasquatch, as they refer to it in the film. One thing I do have to say, though, it was kind of refreshing to have like some kind of being in this, that they didn't spell out everything in this obnoxious like exposition dump scene, or going to a college and meeting like an expert about it, or find some magical book that tells you everything you need to know about this thing. That was refreshing. It was mysterious, but it was big and silly, and they had to use dark to hide it most of the time, it felt like. And also, yeah, the way they referred to it was a little interesting. This film is most things that you shouldn't want out of an action thriller. The whole group of like U.S. soldiers were annoying and silly and stupid. And they tried to set them up and add depth by having them talk about pop culture. And I can't think of anything that felt more Steve Buscemi as like, hello, fellow children, than that scene where it felt like they were trying to make these soldiers relatable by having them, you know, talk about like, yo, Yoda would have totally, yeah. And just like talking like a bunch of 5-year-olds, or sorry, maybe 8-year-olds at the lunch table, just being, yo, Yoda would have been so much cooler. And it's just like, okay, is this supposed to make me care about these characters? And then they murk half of them, and then half of them are left, and you're in this cave, and they have this whole entire, okay, so, feels like one completely different movie. They get into a whole entire shootout, kill half of these soldiers, oh my god, it's getting intense, and they're trapped in a cave. But then you have these mercenaries, and they're like, it felt like the Expendables. They felt like they're trying to be the Expendables. Danny Trejo's one of them. Danny Trejo's in this movie for like 5 minutes. He's right on the front of the poster. He is one of the big names on the bill. And like, nope. In it for 5 minutes. Sleeps in the back of a truck as they drive off. And then the two guys who are left in the cave are the ones who have to carry it. And like, the main guy is such a stereotypical, like, hey baby, let me talk to you like I'm condescending and I'm a real man, to the one woman who's one of the Marines, and it's just like, God, ugh, I hate all these characters. I don't care if Afghani Sasquatch eats you. And that's basically how I felt for most of this movie. And there's like these random like bits into non-linear storytelling. I'm like, why was that needed? And directors Hensman and Matthew Hensman, they do like, this is a low budget film. I have to say, they have no idea what kind of tone they want to keep. And the action, the guns sounded so fake. The effects of them doing fake bullet shooting out of the guns looked horrible. And the splatters of blood looked stupid. And then you get into the actual cave, and this feels so prolonged. This movie is barely an hour and a half, and it feels like 2.5 hours. The time in this cave feels so drawn out that you're just hoping that they all get eaten by this Sasquatch, so then we could just move about and just move on from this. And I feel like it's pretty frustrating because it's like, okay, it had a decent idea, but it doesn't really do anything with it, and leads into really unbalanced, awkward tension, and doesn't really amount to much, and I have no characters that I felt connected to, so I didn't really care. But those are my thoughts on The Prey, Legend of Karnoctus. Let me know what you think. Let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.